Go. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dars class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Warhammer Fantasy's 2nd edition. In the last episode, our group of warband members met a very decent number of the most important people within the city of Nuln. Some of these people they didn't actually communicate with, they just saw the glares and the harsh words spoke about their master. But they did meet the Electus Count of Wesseland and many of her other titles, along with Bane, the wizard for Nuln. I did have his full title, but then I forgot it. Upon spending a bit of time with Bane and realising that Bane really doesn't like Humperdinck, and you'd rather Humperdinck not be anywhere near him, the rest of the group were invited back if they needed any supplies or any material, as at least one of the party was able to acquire a grimoire from him. The other having to put down a do not sell. Do not sell paperwork. I don't know. He left his book behind to try and keep Bane happy.
Down payment.
It was not. The thing is, you didn't get to take it, so you kind of just left. Again, it's Bane's item, so you left him.
It's a case of like, all right, I know you don't sell anything and anything else, but have this book until I come back to get your book and bring you money for it.
Something along those lines. He was quite amused by this, so after the party left the area, because one of their noble group found out that another one of the group may have been cursed. This small bombshell being let off was more than what Carla could deal with at the time. Returning to the Gardens of Moor to find some sort of solace. To find some sort of solace in her god's embrace, she found that there was trouble within the gardens. An initiate had fallen gravely ill, had been rushed into the Church of Moor, where the priests of Moor, this will get quite repetitive, were getting ready to perform a mass ritual. After purifying the flesh through water and salt, they were led into the main cathedral area, the main chapel area, and all of them were given parts of the ritual to begin chanting. The initiates were given the most basic, and the ranks moved on with difficulty. As Carla began to chant, some hours went by of just chanting in a extremely hot area with censer bearers swinging very pungent incense in the air. Carla passed out and had a vision from her god.
And I remember hitting my head in the pew.
You did indeed. Upon receiving this vision, Carla awoke to a scream. And that is where we will continue in this episode. Carla, there is a blood-curdling scream. A scream as if someone has been set ablaze and burning. But the chanting continues.
Something new. So, wait, am I...
You're on the floor.
The same... Okay.
You're on the floor. You've just opened your eyes. Quickly hearing the scream, looking around, you can see the legs of the pews that are lining the church area, obstructing your view slightly, but you can just see legs in priestly robes standing as you kind of peer up and look around. The initiates who were near you, some of them have not stopped chanting, but they have kind of peered over to see if you're okay. Others are glancing down. You do feel a hot trickle running down from your head. You appear to have taken a bit of damage.
Yeah, I was gonna touch it. Is that my blood? That's probably my blood.
Yes, it's your blood.
If I remember, I took 3 wounds.
Dibs.
I believe so.
Fuck off. You're not getting my blood.
Tasty, tasty, more blood.
But does any of them seem to, like, is there any indication that they hear the scream?
Yes, the initiates who are not, like, as you kind of start to rise and look over, the initiates who can't see you are chanting. Their eyes are wide as they're looking straight forwards. Their pallid complexion from the blood draining from them. You can see as you rise completely and take your position again, you can see that some of the priests are also looking with shock and alarm at someone in the front.
I'm gonna magic sense.
Okay, sure. Plus 30.
Look, first I wanna see what they're looking at, and then I'm gonna magic sense.
Okay, so as you look forwards, and you can see where the altar of the church stands, there are a number of very high-ranking priests who are all facing the rest of the congregation, as one of them is screaming. As you look over towards him, you can see that his face has begun to get large blisters across that seem to be yellow and green in colour. As he screams and grabs hold of his face, they pop and an oozy gunk begins to dribble down the side. Everywhere that it touches, more blisters begin to appear, and in return end up bursting.
Okay, now I'm gonna magical sense.
Sure, plus 30.
Oh, that's... I'm just gonna have to factor that into the roll. Plus 30, that's...
One.
One off.
One off.
Oof.
Actually, no. You've passed by
Passed
one.
by one.
Oh, yeah, I
just
passed.
realized I
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to
because
put
it's...
it in 20.
We,
Yeah.
Your target
Every
number would
time.
be 78.
Whew. So,
I can't remember if you got healed from being shot with an arrow. So as you,
when was that?
when she was
No,
running
don't
from,
That was my question from you.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was when you were running from the people many weeks ago.
The charlatan guys?
Yes, I believe
Yeah, I
that's
got
one of
shot in the arm
bandits.
and they shot it out.
I did heal you.
Oh, you did?
We
Okay.
received a message on that morning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we learned you can't
Okay.
read.
Yeah.
Okay. If so, then I have full choice. My ones were at 11. Okay, sorry.
As you open your eyes, you are blinded by the magical ritual that is going off at this moment. All of your brothers and sisters who are chanting and adding their power to the pot. You can see the magic just swirling around and building and gathering, and it appears as if the high priests on the altar are the ones that are controlling it. They're the ones that are guiding and gathering and condensing it down to make it far more powerful and to have a greater effect. You don't know what the ritual is, but it's a lot of magic that's being used up at the minute, and there's a lot
Faith, not magic. Faith.
of magic of faith. Yeah.
Miracles, okay?
The miracles of magic.
Murk.
We
Can
call
I
it
see
magic.
Zenith
You guys call it
anywhere?
Yes, Zenith is at the front rows of the pews. He's not on the altar, but he is right at the front.
And he's taking part in this ritual too.
Yes.
I'm not sure. They kind of want to have a conversation with him now, but
Excuse me, Grandmaster, do you mind if we just stop chanting in this ritual for a moment? I'd like to ask you some questions.
I'm gonna resume my part in the ritual, and then first thing I can is I'm gonna pull him over.
Okay, so you can pick up from where you left off, taking up the continuing to chant with your brothers and sisters in the Acolyte Quarter. The ritual goes on for another hour and a half of the one priest just screaming in agony, collapsing to the floor and trembling and shaking and ripping at his body, crying out that it burns. Before there is an immense light. The power is released, and you probably wouldn't need to magical sense to feel the power being almost lifted up into the very heights of the church's ceiling, and then dropping back down as a wave of magic washes over you, the initiatives, and going on and out of the church itself over the gardens. As this happens, the priest who was screaming goes quiet and still. 5 of the elder priests collapse, initiates quickly running to assist them, and 2 others die.
Ooh.
The head priest of the Temple of Mor, a person who you haven't met so far, looks down at the individual who's no longer moving. Brothers, sisters, we must look inwards at this time. Something here has caused us to fail in our duties. But our brother's sacrifice here has shown us that we have cleansed this place for now. But we must be vigilant, and we must not forget his sacrifice, or the fact that he has gone to Mor's embrace.
I need to roll willpower.
Sure.
I failed. So I'm gonna speak up. It is not inwards we must look now, but outwards.
Oh no. Someone's gonna die.
Trying to out faith priest.
Acolyte, why do you think you have the right to speak up at this time?
Because I was commanded to break the silence.
Commanded by who? Exactly, Acolyte.
I do not know if you noticed me fell during our prayer.
Unfortunately, I did not. I was busy
Then,
conducting the ritual.
then know that I have fallen and I have wounds to prove it. And I point to the small river of blood running from my temple. But as I lay there unconscious, I heard something. A voice. And I saw a figure of a man cloaked in darkness, and a raven. And he spoke to me. He told me what must be done.
As you say this, a couple of the initiates around you kind of push back a little bit away from you, and there's definitely murmurings going on. Does she mean more? Did more visit her? What? How can this? And you'd see that many of the older priests at the front have turned to look at you and hear your story. One of them being Zenith. And
I believe you know why what happened. It is with heavy heart that I must break the promise I made to Father Zenith not so long ago. But it is our negligence and unwillingness to face the truth that led to happenings today. If you wish me to elaborate, I will.
he looks at you for a moment.
I give, as I say that, I give Zenith a very knowing look. Like, I don't want to say this in public, but I'm gonna if you make me.
I believe that perhaps it would be best to hear this in my chamber. If you do have a mission, I would like to be able to confirm it before having your vision compromise everyone. Step forwards, initiate.
I will.
He addresses the rest of the priesthood. For the rest of you, return to your duties within the church. Be vigilant. If any of you show any signs of what happened to our brother here, then come forwards quickly. Should there be no signs of further infection, we will continue our business as normal tomorrow. Elders, with me, if you would please. He gestures to the priests at the front and those that were stood with him on the plinth, and he turns around and goes to walk into a side door at the side of the altar area, and leading down into his private office. Carla, you walk along with the other priests. There's about 7 or 8 there's 7 priests of Zenith's age. They're all very old. Zenith is one of them, but there's another 3 who appear to be much younger. They're probably in their 30s, maybe 35s. They might have had a good life.
I will remain silent until we reach the quarters and give an indication to speak for now.
So as you go behind the chapel, behind the altar, you would see that there's a couple of rooms at the side that appear to be dressing rooms or rooms to prepare speeches and so on. But as you walk further down, there's a couple of rooms that have very, very impressive metal doors and strong locks upon them, before a very almost plain, it's just a plain black door, but it has almost as if the blackness has been burnt on and then sanded back and varnished. It's definitely not just a cheap black painted door, but it does have some sort of captivation about it. As you see it, it reminds you of the darkness that you saw in a way in your vision. The door is opened for the head priest of Mor, and he enters. A few other priests enter, and then yourself, and then a few more before the door is closed. It's quite a large office. There are a number of chairs and stools placed around. There's a very large desk, which again has this almost charcoal-like finish that just shines in the light, but has just this amazing darkness to it. As he sits behind his desk, he announces himself. Initiate, we have not had the pleasure to meet. I am Alof, High Priest of this temple for Mor.
I will bow and say, "It's an honor to be in your presence, Father."
And what would your name be, Initiate? I cannot continue calling you that under decent reasoning.
I am Carla of Sigridhof.
Of Sigfriedhof, you say? Ah.
It is where I was born, but I spent the last years traveling.
I see. So, what do you believe is the thing that we should be putting our focus on?
I'm going to look Zenith dead in the eyes, and I'm just gonna say, what lurks below the city.
Alof, it would appear as if Carla here, she's the one that's hired onto a warband. They learnt one of Nullen's secrets.
We know about the rats. This is no time to beat around the bush.
I see. Then, how much does she know? Not...
I know of them, fought them.
He gives you a pained look. She does not know of much of the city and the rat men. I see. Then it would pain you to know that this city has had a rat man problem. for many centuries now. We are not exactly sure when. We only know that when they did come, many thousands died, partly due to a plague. Fortunately, they and it were fought back, but eradicating them completely is seemingly impossible. The ritual you were assisting us with, it has purified our grounds and should protect the citizens and those who rest here for some time. But the disease those creatures left behind, it is an infection that we cannot burn out. So thus we must take alternative means. As you saw, the ritual is quite difficult for us to perform. We would not be able to do anything larger. We can only just manage to do the grounds here. And those disgusting beasts appear to only target the grounds here as far as we're aware. The other temples, unless they are keeping it very quiet, do not seem to have the same problem.
This plague is returning. They're
No,
swelling on.
it is not returning in any great strength. This is something that our order has done for generations now. But it is always sad when someone is lost, and we cannot find any way of removing it completely.
People, the sick lining out outside the garden. That grave in the corner. There is something there, by that grave. I felt it. Something unholy. Something foul. Like the very ground is rotting.
Zenith,
Something must be done. My vision told me that much. More demands me to do something.
Zenith, the grave in the corner. Yes, Alof. It was the Manton family. Look, I believe. They, as far as we know, that grave, that tombstone, has been there for a very long time. Quite possibly back from when the creatures first appeared. It is possible. But we do know that a hero of their family is buried here. That would be the one, Zenith? There are no others, High Priest, so it must be. Their house was destroyed some 80 years ago.
Assuming he even still lays there.
It is not our place to disturb the dead. Although, as far as I am aware, we do
believe that he
purify.
already may have been disturbed. The other day, the day when Zenith told me what I know now, when I entered the garden, I saw a rat. One of the ratmen. I gave chase, but I lost it by that grave. I suspect they may have a tunnel of some description near it. It would not surprise me if they would dig the grave from below.
What are you suggesting? That we unearth a former hero?
No. Ours is to guard the graves, not to open them. We should keep a special vigil over that one.
I suppose that would work for now. But I assure you the ritual has worked. We should not have any problems for some months now, at the very least. If you wish to uncover where they are coming from, well, that will be up to you to choose. We have enough duties as it is, and to send those that we trust into the unknown, well, that sounds as if it would be a waste of life to me. And I do not wish for my brothers and sisters to march into a pointless death.
I understand how this must look, with me being so young and so newly inducted into the cult, but Moore has laid a path out for me. And I have a feeling that whether I want to or not, I will cross that path with the Rapmen on more than one occasion.
Very well, Initiate Carla. If Moore has taken a special interest in giving you a mission, then we will not stand in your way. And if we can, we will assist, as long as you are truthful in the terms that this is a true mission from Moore. But as you say, you are young and new to the cult. So we will see. Hopefully, this is not just a delusion, but then
Of course.
you do seem to know more than most of the priests here. He does look over at Zenith as he says that.
There is another matter I wish to discuss with Father Zenith.
Yes?
I think it can wait for a more opportune moment. Is a curiosity of mine about those which we must protect the dead from.
Well, everyone? Pretty much.
I meant something more specific. The blasphemous kind. Those that walk and that shouldn't. Those who would sustain themselves on the blood of the living.
Well, of course, our sacred duty is to allow the dead to rest, and it is a fact that there are those who would use the fallen as puppets and pawns. We of course we stamp out any such necromancer or lynch or vampiric beasts, and those of the undead, undead nature. It is our sacred duty to return those that should be with more to more, and for those that refuse, they must be stamped out.
What if a man was cursed? Cursed to attain the mantle of a vampire, let's say. What then?
It's a fascinating idea, I suppose. I don't think it could happen. I don't know of any curse like it, but I am not an astute, learned man when it comes to the sorceress's ways. But it would be dependent on the line that is being crossed, I suppose. Should he still be living, breathing, then he would technically not be classed as one who has died and evaded Moore's embrace. Whereas if he has decided to use his powers, for example, necromancers are living. They are not dead, but they have performed an abomination against Moore, and thus need to be smited. So, should an individual who has suffered this fanciful curse, It would depend on what lines they have crossed. I think. Kind of looks around. So just for reference, you are in a room with 10 other priests.
Which is why I'm trying to be vague. But
Vague?
Carla's not really thinking clearly right now. Because of the whole vision thing.
Just beating around the bush and then just taking a fucking chainsaw to it.
I see. Thank you for indulging me.
Not a problem. Happy to assist. I hope your mission goes well for our Lord.
I hope so too.
As you go to leave, all the priests reach out to you and go to close your eyes. Really, really creepy. There's like 10 guys just reaching out to you, trying to close your eyes.
I return the gesture.
Seen this video?
There's a bow and...
Way to kill the fucking moon wall, though. Way to kill the moon.
Was there a black couch in the background?
So this is where it end up when I'm tired.
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
Beautiful.
for God's sake.
No regrets.
So,
No,
as
but
you
Riker's
exit...
about to have some.
As you
Oh.
exit, the rest of the priests stay in the room and continue a debate that goes on about whether or not you have had a vision or not, and if their ritual is working, and many, many esoteric things are mentioned.
What's for lunch?
Yes, being one of them. As you walk back into the chapel, you can see that everyone has pretty much gone, except from a few brothers who are cleaning certain areas, doing their chores, basically.
I would like to fix my head while I'm at it.
Sure, you can go to the apothecarium. No,
Heal.
I don't know what the old-timey word is for
Chirurgeon?
medical bay.
Chirurgeon.
It actually is apothecary.
Healer? Maybe just
Pretty
healer?
I'm pretty sure it actually is.
Is it Is it apothecarium? Oh, awesome. So
Or herbalist?
there's
or...
there's an area in the church. You don't have to leave. There's just a brother in there who's grinding herbs and making poultices and performing, creating minor healing salves and the like. As you come in, he sees who you are, and there's a few back and forths. As he's quite impressed that you decided to stand up and talk out to the high priest. He gives you a healing, puts on a healing poultice, and let's see if he can heal you. Ignore the name. I don't have that many priests or more, amazingly. Oh, actually, I forgot. I can actually put it on Whisper. I love this sheet so much. So
It's a
much.
shame you can't do that on a month. It's annoying.
Compared to the Dark Heresy ones,
Yeah.
so he succeeds, so you roll a 1d10. Well, actually, no, I'll do it. Nice and quick. You get two wounds back.
Ah, damn it, one short. Oh, better than nothing.
You could always ask the elf.
I could.
Never trust an elf.
Technically, you can't leave until tomorrow, so...
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
gonna
don't you just
take-
recover one wound when you sleep?
I should. So it's...
You do.
You do indeed. So, the rest of the group, after Casper had delivered his message, Casper is able to walk onto hallowed ground. There is a test each time, and the curse around him does not like it at all, but Casper himself is still alive, for the moment, at the very least. So your group...
Not omnious at all.
Your group made your way back out from the temple district. What would you guys have done? Would you have headed back to the Three Crowns, or would you have just decided to go and do other stuff today?
Warcraft?
I would have gone back to the Dwarven Quarter to continue working on my projects.
Yeah, I think I would have accompanied our runesmith.
How long has it been we started the journey?
So, you guys went to the Royal Palace, you went to the Wizard's Tower, and then you came out of there, so it's probably about 1 in the afternoon, about lunchtime.
Oh no, I meant how many days have passed since the elves left the forest?
Oh, how many days since the elves left the forest?
I think it's been about 1 month.
I think it has. Where's my...
I didn't count the days, but I do believe we're on the 7th of Blue Sky.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're on the 7th.
Started on the
7th. So yes, it has been an entire month since you left the forests.
Damn.
In that case, I would like to write a message and
Sure.
send it back to the glade to the mentor, my character.
Okay.
Basically, just detailing what has happened.
So, I'll give you a couple of options here, because sending a message to the Elven lands, or forest, is really easy when you've got a familiar to send off and fly off and send a message. There aren't many. I reckon Bane definitely has a flying familiar that he could control to get there. But any human messengers, I don't think they would have. I know
Tell you
Thingy
what.
did.
I have an idea. Hire a messenger to go on a horseback to the forest, and when he's shot down, he's killed, and they loot his body, they will find your message.
Or you can just yeet it into the forest. Put it on the bottom and go beep.
Yeah, I think you could probably it'd be easier to send a message to Bane, for Bane to send his familiar with your message, because otherwise that's going to be quite expensive.
Okay, then I'll write the message, just detailing what has happened and her progress.
Sure. Okay.
Then give it to Bane once we meet him again.
Yep, that's not a problem. You can do that, and Bane will have his familiar take it to the person that you indicate within the Elven Forests. So the dwarves are going to go off and do some dwarvy things together.
Probably separately, given that I stayed behind at the place for a little bit. Because everyone else went to the garden of
right.
Mordheim.
Yeah, but you're going to end up in the Dwarven Quarter, and you're both kind of noticeable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So the dwarves go and do dwarvy things. Casper and Aurelia. What would you guys be doing, or would you just chill out?
Looks at Casper. Bar?
Bar.
There it is.
Which bar though?
You don't know if I'm gonna kill you, so you just default to hookers. I see how it is.
I didn't say brothel, I said bar.
But I'm thinking brothel.
Yes, me too. But it's still like the middle of the day, dude. Come on. I
True.
think we should have at least a little bit of, have some standards.
Oh,
Standards? What's
I know
that?
what to do.
Actually, you had to go pick up your bloody meat, didn't you?
No, that was a while ago.
It was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was a long while ago.
Yeah, that was after the rats, or before the rats.
Oh, that is indeed right. Sorry. been a-
Actually, I do have an idea where we can go. It doesn't involve drink, however.
Okay. And
We're still in the temple quarter.
Yep.
think so, yeah.
I would like to lead you to the noble quarter.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm going to the wall with the combination lock.
Oh,
to draw-
yeah.
Trying to draw not that much attention, although it's a kind of a shady man and a elven lady just walking into the dwarven or not the dwarven, the noble quarter. So
Let's
know.
do it. Fuck it.
yeah,
Hey,
screw it.
we
We're just
were-
gonna go down an alleyway and do some stuff.
We're wearing, we're wearing uniform. Remember that too. It's fine.
True. That's actually a good point.
We have literally just been introduced to the Countess of Nolan. So,
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Let's go to the wall.
Yeah, why not? Let's go. Wildcard.
To the arena!
So, you decide to make your way back to where you found that odd wall that person disappeared into. It's not too difficult. It's the middle of the day. No one really stops you at this time. You're able to go round and find the exact place where you were, Casper, and you can point out to Aurelia, look, see, this one pushes in, and then this one pushes in, but then if you push this one, they all go loose again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, like, what? 2 out of the 6?
Thought it was 3. Thought you were halfway.
Oh, crap, I don't think I wrote it down. Shit.
Can I? What do we roll to actually mess with it? Just intelligence or search?
I think it's street intelligence. No, it wasn't street intelligence, it was something else.
What did I make you roll all those weeks ago?
Yeah. I think it was search.
It probably was search. I can't see another skill that would have been on the basics that really covers it. And considering it's intelligence as well, yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I roll search to help him then?
Sure.
Yeah. So do we both roll, or do I give him a bonus?
My search is currently 51. That's my target. What is your target?
51.
Let's roll then. Pretend this is rolling with advantage.
Yeah, I'd probably just say both of you roll, because, yeah.
Hey.
Son of a
88 again!
Cord!
So,
Hey, that was my number.
I know.
Yeah, but you got 77 earlier, Carla, so... you know.
Steal my number, I'm stealing your number. Fuck you.
I got it.
After Casper shows you the combinations that he found last time, he tries for a moment to see if he can figure out any other combinations, but is just unable. And you, using your elven intelligence and perhaps a bit of eyesight, you watch and no, it's more likely to be this one, this one, this one, and then you hit one at the bottom. With 2 degrees of success, you found another one of the combinations. So now you have 4 out of the 6. That's taken about 20 minutes.
Well, I guess we're gonna be here for a while.
It's what, like, oh yeah, it's a pretty big grid, wasn't it? It was like, was it 4x4 or something? One. There's a couple of different rocks.
The wall.
The stones set in. Yeah.
So it's just like a brick wall, but some of the bricks move in and lock into place. But if you hit the wrong one, they all push out again. So you found all the ones that you can push in. Last time you were just working out the combination now. So you've got 4 out of the 6 that you think you need.
Should we spend another 10, 20 minutes on it? Out of context, that sounds pretty bad, but still.
And, like I said, let's keep going.
Sure. There's a 77.
There's a 55. Thank God this is not Pearls.
Well,
Thank God
there goes
we're
another
not-
20 minutes, as you can't really figure out any more. It's a little bit confusing because there's only 2 left, and although every time you try a different one, because it's a 50-50 chance, you just can't seem to get it.
We keep pressing the ones we think it is at the same time with a different one.
Just keep pressing the same one over and over again, forgetting we actually
Yeah.
fucking pressed it.
Yeah.
Alright, we've been here for
40 minutes.
Let's do another one that'll finish an hour. Why not?
Before we do that, can I actually just look around to see if there's anyone watching us?
Sure. Perception. I'll give you a +10 because you're in a alleyway, so it's not exactly too difficult to see.
Still gonna be difficult. I'm still at -10 overall. Ooh,
I know,
nice.
it's glorious.
Okay, there's quite a few doubles. I'm scared.
Why does it never happen when the Psyker casts a power? God damn it. So, as you look around Aurelia, they're quite high walled buildings, so this alleyway doesn't really have that far to go. But you can see there are a couple of windows in the walls around, and as you look up and check the windows and don't see any curtains twitching, no, you seem to be alone.
Okay. If it looks like really clear, I'll just go back to it then.
Press the buttons.
Sure.
Son of a... Alright, I gotta change my color.
7 again.
Just do what I do. Don't use any colors. Leave it up to fate.
Holy fuck.
That's what you get.
Well, I remember having fate points at some point too.
So,
No, so
Aurelia, as you see Casper putting in the combination, but again, it's a 50-50 chance, and he keeps getting it wrong, and no, he's pushing them. What? As you look at what Casper did, and you take over for a moment, and, well, what if it's these 6, but then you go back, you put in those 6 in the reverse order. As the stones pop out, the wall goes in and to the side. The entrance is open.
I was gonna look at Casper. I don't think we have the proper clothes to go in there, do you think? Or do you?
No. We should find a way to reset the wall, but remember that combination. I say we go to the tailor's and get some rather dark clothing.
Sure.
Or actually, no. We need to find one of the dwarves to do it for us. Plausible deniability.
I like it. Let's do it.
I would pick Carla, but unfortunately she's in the church, probably ratting me out right now, so...
Yeah, that is indeed
Oh
fun.
See, now I just want to turn up to our next meeting with like 1 or 2 knights. I wanted to say Graveguard, but that's not the ones.
Knights of More?
Graveguard?
You mean Knights of More?
Yeah, the Graveguard. The ones with the skull helmets, they don't speak.
Yeah, the Blackguard. That's the
Blackguard,
one.
that's it, yeah.
Just for shits and giggles to scare the ever-living shit out of Caspar.
I'm gonna check something on my inventory because... Yep. I was gonna tell Casper to wait a little bit because she's gonna go buy some clothes just in case. And I'm gonna go to the tailor at 41, the high-class
Can I try
tailor.
and close this? Just so, like, there's not a big breeze going down there alerting anyone.
Yeah, you can. As you look into the through the hole, you can see that there's a switch that you guess you're meant to flick as you come through, and as you do that and quickly step back, the wall slides back into place.
Sweet. I'll make a note to myself to bring the dwarves here because it's probably their kind that actually made something like this. I don't remember much of humans doing this stuff. So, something good for them to look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy some clothes. I'll be right back.
So, Casper, what would you do? Would you go with Aurelia, or would you go back to the Three Crowns?
I'd go with Aurelia for now. Well, if you want me to stay here, I'll stay here. I'll just stay out of sunlight, like sit behind a dumpster or something.
No, I mean she doesn't care if you come or not. It's just that she's gonna go buy clothes because mechanically and out of character, I know we can't technically find the dwarves right now easily, so she's gonna go prepare for later and also pass some time.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I'll
gonna be
go.
doing.
I'll go with and get clothing too, more inconspicuous clothing. Because right now the main thing I've been wearing is my uniform.
Yep.
And my cloaks and shit over top, but still.
Okay, so you make your way down to the tailors. What kind of clothing were you thinking of getting?
I think I'm gonna get a corset, a dress, gloves, and a scarf. Socks, shoes, that stuff.
Is this for the
I'm just gonna.
auction?
I'm at page 121 of the old Warhammer. I'm just gonna buy stuff at the best quality.
Okay,
Wait,
sure.
for the auction?
Excuse me?
For the auction?
Auction? No.
Oh, okay, just for yourself?
Yeah. Also
fair enough.
for the auction.
I'm pretty sure we have to
Hey,
wear our
you're-
fucking uniforms for that, but still.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna get everything I can for just in case.
That's
Can I
not a
interest you
bad-
in some dwarven boots for 30 gold?
Wait, are these the boots that don't fucking slip?
I mean,
Hobnailed
dwarven
boots.
boots are probably...
Because here's the thing. This also is part of my etiquette. talent I grab. So I need to be prepared when we are actually close to nobility. So I'm actually looking the part. If push comes to shove and we need to. Because I'm not exactly the best with fellowship, but still.
Sure,
He's not.
you can
No, go ahead.
dress your character up as much or as little as you want. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
This guy's not selling hobnailed boots, is he?
Yes. Boots,
Really
hobnailed
too
dwarfs. Still can't find it in the book though. So
page 53.
What are you looking for? Are these just boots or are these special boots?
They're boots. They're like they're never common or per craftsmanship. They're like insanely durable.
Oh.
yeah,
They're
don't
like
give you
big
any
soldiers'
bonus.
boots.
They're dwarven boots.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Alright,
you buy as much clothing as you would like. You show the crest of your warband, and they make note of it.
I'm gonna make sure that my scarf and just some minor details of my clothes have those. So I can basically hide them if I need to, or show them if I need to.
Sure.
And it really probably leaves the tailor. She looks at Casper. We'll never speak of this unless we have. Now,
Hey,
go find
it's
those
suits you.
dwarfs. Thank you. And let's go find those dwarfs, shall we?
Sure.
Hey Aurelia, there might be another elf to get sold on market day.
Hey, I'm totally
don't
not
you
thinking that
try
myself.
Which, by the way, market day is, I believe, tomorrow.
Yep.
Prime time.
Thing is,
Oh shit! Wait, I'm gonna run back to the fucking tailors and buy like pimp suit.
We're a proud and noble race,
ahead.
says an elf dressed like a stripper.
I'm buying high-class nobility clothes. This shit is expensive, yes. You know, I'm not buying just some rags.
Please bring that up in character. Do it.
The
Hey,
proud
look,
and
I
noble
ain't
race.
king shaming you for your choice of clothing, you know?
Even
Oh, God,
nobles
there's
need
too much stuff
high-level
I can do through.
prostitutes. It's just is how it is. It's fine.
Oh boy.
So, you buy your clothes and buy your suits, and make your way back to your base for now, the 3 Crowns, where you're able to get a late lunch, because it's now probably like 2:30, coming up to 3. The dwarves are hard at work. Livia, you were writing a note, but were you back at the 3 Crowns, or had you gone off to do something else? Okay. So about 6 o'clock, the dwarves begin to get hungry, and everyone else regroups at the 3 Crowns, except from our priestess Carla.
How much silver was it for a bridge tour, right?
I would probably write it down in your journal, because I can't remember right now.
What, the bridge tax?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
the
a bridge.
bridge. Ah, the
Two.
Oh,
bridge.
2 pounds.
Two
Two
seems to be
coppers.
2 coppers per leg. No, 1 copper per leg.
No, 1 copper per leg, so 2 coppers.
So back and forth is 8 coppers and 20 silvers for 4 wood blueprints.
And Mark.
Yes.
That would be 4 for us, I believe, in total, because we went and came back, right? Or did we go to the dwarf? I don't think we can even find them in the dwarf quarter, could we?
Well, they all
I
kinda look
don't
the
think
same,
you'd
so-
be allowed inside, to
You
be honest.
do know their names. You know, you can just turn around and be like, "Hi there, we're part of Ragnar's party. where is he? And they'll probably go, oh, he's over there.
I prefer to walk in and go, Ragnar, Black Hand. That'll really get their attention.
That'll get
Also, my dog
every
walked in and I
dwarf's
started
attention
whistling.
going, you fucking asshole.
Make short show of the elf.
Let's do it. I approve. Let's do it.
We'll do that next time they decide to walk off and go hit things with hammers.
Okay.
Do super secret rune crafting.
Super
mean
secret. So
magic,
secret you
right?
told the human about it.
That no one knows about. Thumgi will forgive me when I uncover lost secrets.
No, he won't. He literally won't.
It's going in the book of grudges!
Or we just kill the mage. That also works.
This just for my notes.
I don't think you're gonna kill the court mage of the priest, Countess elect of the city of Nome.
Yes, Black Hand.
How long would I have been able to work?
Today you've done 5 hours.
Alright, do I get the bonus for Forge and Blueprint? Or
Not at the moment. When we do your rolls, you'll get a bonus for how long you've been working on it and what tools and things you have at your disposal.
Oh.
So, you're all back at your base, the 3 Crowns.
Except me.
Yes, you're in purgatory with all the other priests. Enjoy. Having a lovely meal and a few ales and maybe a wine or two as you discuss tomorrow's events. Is there anything that you guys want to discuss now, or do you want to skip to tomorrow?
Livia would bring up that she will spend most of the morning tomorrow. Wait, when is the meeting?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow
In the
night?
evening, or
Yes, because Ragnar remembered that you don't like the sun. Casper?
Yes. Thank you.
okay, then I have plenty of time. Then I don't actually need to send anyone out.
I would like to point out something.
Hmm.
I have run out of spare supplies of food,
What?
I should say. I'm trying to be subtle about it.
I can go grab it. We can go grab more for you. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Well, I'm sure you'll have plenty to eat after our meeting.
Possibly, but
Speaking of which, we should probably get you a disguise. I think doesn't he know what you look like?
No, that's the point. He doesn't need a disguise. He just needs to take his mantle off.
I mean, to get to that point to where he can take his mantle off and be like, haha.
well, what did you tell him about me in quotes?
Nothing, really.
Yeah, other than I have a master. Well, she has a master and I work for him. Pretty much nothing.
I'm pretty sure, however, the biggest problem here is that if he sees either me or him, Casper, or a short Black Hand, I'm pretty sure he's gonna run away.
This is why I'm suggesting disguises. At least good enough that we can get you in the building.
Right, are we meeting him there, or is he us there?
It was an arranged meeting time. It was unclear who was there first.
Right, because if we can get there First, we can set it up so he has to come to us, or
Maybe
we get there
it would
after
remember
him.
if
That
you were getting him.
Just as a reminder.
again?
Go ahead, Jazina.
So I was saying maybe you would have remembered if you weren't so absorbed with trying to get a free dinner out of him.
So, just as a reminder, I believe Ragnar did go to the location and he scouted it out. I think it was Ragnar.
I think it was actually. I think it was Carla.
Oh, no, it was Carla,
Yeah, it was
wasn't
Carla,
it? Sorry.
yeah.
So, you do know where the building is that you're meant to be having this meeting, and you do know something about the area. So you could get there early and be there drinking all day, and then, you know, when they walk in, you know, you're already set up, ready.
I'm pretty sure everybody in that location knows me. So
You're
I mean-
definitely going to need a disguise. I
I've been chased
Wait, is
I
it?
wrap
multiple times.
Wear your
Should be-
fancy dress.
Yeah. Get mugged.
I'm not wearing a fancy dress into a combat situation, okay?
Why not? It might be your only option.
Long-eared leaf lovers. No, you know, I've seen you wear frilly stuff before in fights.
Yes, but that's elven made, you see, and elven made things are actually good for pretty much everything.
Dwarven maid's better though.
Debatable, but we can both agree at one thing at least. It's still better than whatever we get from the humans.
Oh yeah, that is a good point.
See? Really looks at Casper. Remember, you're no longer human.
The only person that should be offended is currently praying the vampire. Or
Oh, yeah. I wonder how she's doing.
Is she present, actually?
No.
yeah, what
Thank God.
did happen back there? Sorry, I missed it. I just noticed you guys are. She's not here.
Trying to talk to her, but something pre-steal business. Something. That
I
I
don't know.
found some strange taint in the gardens. That seems to make people ill.
Taint. GM, would I know? Would I be able to piece together that that's probably a Skaven thing, or?
Do you know anything about magic?
Well, it depends.
No, would be the word. You don't know anything about magic. When the elves talk about magic, you're just like, what the fuck are they on about? Like, what is this nonsense?
This is handy pandy
Magic.
bullshit.
I know enough about magic to know it's bad, and definitely not what runecrafting is.
But we did see someone with pustules, so whatever this blight is, it's pretty aggressive. People seem to die from it.
Did you see anything else? What might have been causing it?
Unfortunately not. We saw. What did we see? Did we see? We saw the guy getting carried off. We didn't see too much about him, did we?
Some of you saw his hand, which was all pustuled. I believe Livia dug up part of the ground around the grave and did a magical sense and could sense the poison and evilness seeping up from underground. But that's about all you guys learnt about
And it
it.
looked weirdly warpy
Yes.
and greenish,
Yes.
which doesn't help the dwarf because he has no fan.
Well, he
As
knows
long
about...
as it isn't a Doomsphere.
I was gonna say, I know about Skaven. I mean, I'm from Zufbar for crying out loud, but it could be so many different things.
You don't really have dirt like they have here.
Yeah, it's like, is that? You sure that's not a natural thing around here? I've seen.
No,
usually
this
wolf-
seemed definitely unnatural.
That's doesn't bode well.
I mean, I grew up in the forest. We have all manners of strange things, but that was unnatural.
There's a lot going on in this city that we don't know about or enough about. Still worries me that there's Skaven under us, and the reports of an ogre, and now this. It's human cities are not fun places to be, it seems.
Well, maybe our resident fanatic knows more. If she talked to us. She glances over at Casper.
I like how we're just talking shit.
Like I wouldn't find out.
What, do you have scrying magic now?
Jenny,
Scrying
as
miracles,
you're
remember?
asleep,
Miracles.
Jenny, you can see a vision in your dreams. There's a table with those sat around it. No. More doesn't help with
Jenny?
things like that.
Come on,
Jenny?
resident fanatic was a pretty apt description.
Oh,
Yeah,
Carla.
I'd agree.
The tailor didn't sell masks, did he?
Ooh.
Apparently they're a common...
Yes, he
they're
does.
common clothing.
10 silver.
Yeah.
And a hood gets you another 5.
I already have a hood, though. What kind of mask, though? Kind of put you on the spot, put me on the ropes there, but...
So, if you were to buy a common one, it'd just be a piece of wood. If you're buying a poor one, it'd just be a piece of wood with eye holes cut in. You're buying a common one, so it's probably got a bit more finesse to it and a bit more carving. General. Okay, so it would essentially be however you like it to be. You can have a wooden mask with some fur trim round the side to make it fit more comfortably, and then have feathers coming out of the sides. There's a few options that you could have if you want a bit of flair to it.
Okay, now that I think about it, with the amount of shit I bought, I can actually disguise myself pretty easily. Because I have a corset, a dress, a scarf, gloves, boots, socks, and mask. So, and everything's best quality.
Does it
And
have to
that
be a
shit-
wooden mask?
That shit was expensive.
Yeah. Shit's
So
expensive.
you could have it made out of leather. The issue with it being like metal is, for one, that's going to be a lot more than 10 silver, and two, if it's too much, then obviously I have to start thinking, well, would that not give you an armor point? So you could technically have one made of metal with inlined, which I guess could say would give you 1 armor point because it is made of metal, but that would be that'd probably be a gold and 10 silver.
That's just for the basic. If you want to get a bit more.
No, so
you know what? Fuck it.
for gold and 10 silver, you'd have a metal mask that looks a little bit like the dragon mask from Skyrim. Why the fuck not? That has fur inlaid on the side so that it's nice and comfortable on your face. And if you want, the tailor can even add a few feathers onto the side.
The Dragon Priest mask?
That's the one.
Oh god. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, I'll take one of those. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I've spent 89 gold so far, and everything is best quality.
Damn. You're an
Do I get-
expensive booty call.
Do I also get +1 for my mask? Because this shit is expensive.
That's an
For-
expensive hooker. Holy
what,
shit.
for the mask?
89 gold.
So
Because
if you
everything I have is best quality.
if you buy a mask that's 1 gold, 10 silver, then yes, it will count as 1 armor, because a mask is meant to be 10 silver. So,
The
You
thing
have
is,
to
I bought a
craftsmanship.
mask for 100 silver, so that's 5 gold, I believe, correct? Let me check. Mask, 10 silver.
Yeah, it's
Times 10, yeah, 100, so 5 gold. Yeah, I got this. So +1 armor for the mask.
sure.
Okay.
Oh, you bought yours at best quality.
Everything's at the best quality.
should mine be treated like best quality, so pay that price too.
If you want it to be best quality, then yes. If you just want it to be a metal mask, then you can keep it at that price. But it won't be best quality.
Yeah, I'm making it best quality. I gotta go all out in this shit. So that's what
Yeah.
one gold,
Plus
7 or what silver? 1 gold, 5 silver.
So that's
5 silver.
Depends
Because
on-
100 silver divided by 20, that's 5.
5 gold.
Because 20 silver is 1 gold.
5 gold, sweet.
So for that, there are probably even a few jewels that have been added in, small jewels, just to accentuate certain areas.
Just oh yeah, I bought this at the tailor's and just put the mask on. Like, no, I'm disguised.
I think I look completely different if I wear my entire disguise.
Yeah. Oh lord, this is glorious.
Well then, I have a disguise.
Before the meeting tomorrow, I need to head out, and I need to buy a pillow, and I need to get to the boat because I need some thorns.
You need
Oh,
a pillow.
I need a pillow and thorns. Yes.
This is getting quite kinky.
yeah.
He needs down, Yasina.
Uh,
He needs the feathers.
Shh.
Yeah.
Let me have this, Jim.
I mean, I'd get it if the dwarves looked funny.
But
Okay, I love you so much, but you put these problems in front of me. So how much would a pillow cost? There's not really an index to help you with this question. It's like,
Well, I mean,
Monday.
actually, I just need a few down, so...
Okay, you could probably get down from the local market, whoever's selling poultry. So if we said 2 silver,
1 stone.
yeah, two silver for a bag of down. Silver. It can't be that much for just a couple of handfuls of down. So yeah,
Alright.
a silver will get you that. And yes, in the morrow you can get your thorns.
Yeah, I can just go to the ship and take them off the rosebush.
Sure.
The somewhat nice rose.
So, as you enjoy your meal for the evening, it starts to grow late, and knowing that you need a decent night's sleep for your tasks tomorrow, you call it a night. And in the next day, does anything strange happen? Well, we will see.
That's a very good question.
So,
did 2 days pass now?
no, 1 day.
Okay.
So, Carla, you're woken at the crack of dawn to continue your prayers to your god. In this time, you also learn that it appears as if the purification ritual has been a success. There is no more sign of taint within the grounds. So you are free to go about your normal duties, if you so wish.
Okay. I would go to the Free Crowns.
Okay. So by the time you make it to the Free Crowns, I believe it takes you like an hour and a half to get to the 3 Crowns, or it's about an hour. So by the time you get there, breakfast is well underway. Should you wish to get a proper greasy breakfast.
Actually, it looks like about 50 minutes. At least according to the map.
Sure. So, the rest of your party, some of them would probably be awake at around 7. Some of them may still be sleeping.
Doing the others there, Undertaker thing. I sense them.
Ragnar's probably up early polishing his helmet as always.
Disgusting. So, you all awaken.
God damn it.
You all awaken to the sounds of as you look over at your dwarven ally, he's just there furiously rubbing his helmet, just
until it absolutely gleams and shines.
Don't we all have separate rooms? Did he come outside the door of everyone just to make sure we're up?
Well, no, I imagine one of you heard it. I imagine one of you heard it, the noise, and just like pushed the door open, was just like, what the fuck? As the rest of you have walked out to like take a piss or get breakfast, just like, what's going on? What the fuck? What's he doing?
That loud. It's a dwarf.
And then he turns round and you can see that he has a helmet in his hands. Not the shiny one that you wear.
Over the shoulder shot. Oh god.
Oh
no. He's like, what? He's just looking.
Perhaps some people
contact.
Walk past and go, "Aye, you'll break that if you don't be gently. Don't want to snap it." You all have a good old laugh at this and make your way down to breakfast. Where can I get? Can I get Casper, Blackhand, and Aurelia to roll me a 1d10?
I think Aurelia's AFK.
Then we'll go for Livia.
What do I need to...
1d10, please. No, 1d10, not 100.
I blame that.
Okay then. So, let's have a look what happens today.
It was a nice campaign.
He just blow up for no reason.
What? Why are you guys running things?
Comes out of his room and he's like, "Good morning," and then he just falls down the stairs and breaks his neck.
The boards outside of his bedroom were actually removed in the middle of the night, so he steps out, "Good morning," and falls through.
Just the floor is slick from polish from me polishing my helmet so much.
Okay, so
Dude, wipe the floor when you're done, Jesus.
There's just a trail of polish from Waldo's room to like the stool in the hallway where he's just polishing it in the light.
Put a towel down at least.
So, as you all wake up and come down the stairs, perhaps chuckling to yourselves and getting breakfast ordered, saying good morning to Carla, you all hear from outside. Well, hang on. How do I do this in the best and funniest way?
Oh no.
Okay, no, yeah, that's probably better. So, you hear the sounds of someone arguing, some maybe a builder or someone shouting out to steady something and to stop being a pussy and to put their back into it. Before you hear a what, no! There's a loud splatting sound as you can hear people rushing around outside. Oh my Sigma! What happened? He just slipped. As you look out of the window, you can see that a crowd is forming outside, and there are those who are pointing up to the roofs of some of the buildings. And as you kind of peer through the glass, you can see that workmen on one roof are all craning their necks, looking down, making the signs of Sigma and the other pantheon of gods. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Someone got splattered.
Lovely.
Dibs.
Did you say that in front of Carla? Please tell me you say that.
No.
Oh.
Oh god. I'm already in the dog class. I don't want to get fucking grave for her. I want to throw my clothes on and make sure I'm covered and go outside and see what happens.
Yeah,
I would go see what happened.
As you make your way out of the building, can everyone give me perception tests, please? As you can all hear the sounds of horses being driven hard through the streets. As you see the crowd gathered round this apparent accident, whatever happened, some of you go to cross the road to see Carla and flat, and Aurelia have both walked into the street. For Ragnar, Caspar, and
I don't believe I can dodge. Can
Jesus
I carry
Christ.
a cart?
Livia
I see the
and
world.
Blackhand, as you see the crowd gathering, the people crossing the road to get a good look, your two comrades stepping out, the sounds of horses and neighing grows even louder, and as you look back, all four of you, you see black horses with black robed figures with large pointed hats and rimmed caps.
Fuck!
Witch hunters!
You see 4 witch hunters riding hard through the streets. You see people getting knocked down, bashed aside, trampled. So, for the 4 who made it, Blackhand, you can have a +30 on your attempt to pull one of your comrades out of the road. For Livia, you get a +10. For Caspar, you get a +20. This is either an agility, and Ragnar, you get a +60.
Can I
This is
But
either
I
so not 60, 30.
Oh, I was gonna say I might make it that then.
So this is either agility or this is strength.
All
Now,
right.
before Casper pushes me under the horse.
I fucking apparently did.
Did you say plus 30?
Horn demands blood.
Yes.
Oh Jesus!
Apparently Zeke's does too.
It's okay, guys.
Okay. So
I just torpedo someone out of the road.
as the sound of galloping and the cries of peasants being knocked from one side to another, trampled on by these fast steeds chasing through the streets, Ragnar and Livia are both able to grab a comrade each and yank them backwards as the horses come stampeding through. Now, as they come running through, very, very, very quickly, nope, they don't seem to notice anything.
You're in the clear, Casper.
There's the smell of vomit that's coming through the streets now, for whatever reason. You look back and you can see a couple of the peasants who were knocked aside are winded and vomiting quite profusely. That makes sense.
Can we even tell at this point?
Well, some of you can.
Bloody Sigmarites.
Going to,
Thanks, Ragnar.
going to stand still. Turn to Carla. Do the hands together, kind of to the mouth, and then forward and go. The fuck did you say in the priests?
Well,
Who the bloody hell were they?
oh, those were witch hunters. Templars of Sigma.
Fucking what?
There's gonna be witch burning, I reckon.
Well, that means that
As for your question, Caspar, well, you do not see me in an escort of the Blackguard, do you?
Oh, we
You
did
get a
just
pass
see.
for now, but I will be watching you closely. Do you
We-
understand that?
quick turn her now.
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna
just
just whack Ragnar across the fucking head.
we just saved you from that carriage. You know, be a little
Yeah.
thankful.
Irali is going to first smile, say thank you to whoever pulled her, and then she's gonna hear, Jenny, sorry, Carla saying that, and she's gonna go like, "Oh, we did just see witch hunters go through the road, so yeah."
I'm not going to say anything. I'm definitely not going to say anything out loud to Carla.
And she's just gonna.
We've got more pressing matters.
Yeah, it's to share the
Something tells me you shouldn't use your magic round them lot there.
What gave it away?
Well, the witch hunters are not exactly the most open-minded of people, even for elven mages.
Or humans in general. Seems to be a
Or
trait you'll share.
anyone in.
Oh, believe me, they would be glad to put every single of the Imperial Magisters to the fire. Except the
there's-
fire ones, of course. Those they would drown. But that's academics. As I was saying, we have a little vermin problem.
What gave that away?
Oh, nothing. Just the fact that they found a dead initiate in the garden. And, you know, a priest's face exploded into bugles.
Everyone's gonna go like, huh.
I imagine the witch hunters may be going to the Temple of Moor.
I
That
saw
seems reasonable.
in the gardens that might have something to do with it.
The priests claim that the gardens have been purified, at least for now, but this is not the first time.
The Skaven are around, they haven't been
Do you
pure
believe
for a
them?
long time.
Would you mind letting me take another look in the gardens after we're done with the meeting, maybe? Or we can do it now if you want.
I
Should have plenty of
have
time.
to seek permission from the priests. They are understandably wary of mages, but I think I could arrange that.
I just need to see the same place again. I think I can remember the grave.
I do know the grave. I have examined
I
it too.
Join? If it's Skaven, I might be able to help in some capacity.
Well, I doubt it's gonna come to splitting heads. It's something more immaterial.
No, although it would be lovely to make this into a field trip, if those witch hunters are actually going there, are you sure it's a good idea to pile up there with a lot of people at the same
I
time?
most likely will not.
Well, the dwarves should be beyond suspicion. That's beyond suspicion as anyone can be to the witch hunters. The elves, a bit less so. You, I point at Casper, certainly should steer far and wide away from them.
Don't worry. I fully will intend to.
Stay away from puddles.
Puddles?
It takes more water.
You know,
it takes more water than that.
They don't have a reflection.
That too. Shit, you're right.
Curious thing that they never heard about the case like you. Consider yourself special.
You told them?
Well, I have told them in a purely speculative manner if one were to be cursed. They did not think much of it, so do not worry. If I wanted to name drop you, I would have done so already.
They know you travel with us.
They do, yes.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go back into
There
the inn.
were
I'm going to
mitigating
go back into the inn.
circumstances.
I'm going to pretend the majority of this morning did not happen. Gather a good many of my things.
Run?
No. I'm going to go to the meeting spot and try and prepare some things ahead of time.
Speaking of that, you wanted to speak with me, no?
Yeah. We find out how you can fit into the plan. Much better.
The plan?
Yes.
What plan?
You.
Which plan are we talking about? Is Humperdinck planning something now?
No. This is the meeting.
Charlatan?
This is the meeting with the charlatan.
Ah, I know.
You see,
yes.
you most likely were spotted that night. So.
Was I?
Most likely. We don't know.
If I
We can't take
was,
that risk.
paid no mind to me.
But we can't take that risk. Same way I've invested a mask for the most part. But you are to accompany Livia on getting another set of horse clothing.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, it has already been decided. Good day. And I walk right back into the inn.
I'm sure the clothing dress I got will do fine.
No, it's for her.
I believe the answer is fuck you. Dress up yourself.
I can't. I'm the master. I need to have more than one slave to sell.
You keep talking like that, you're gonna have a dagger between the ribs.
That even
Uh,
work?
I'm gonna roll
I'm
some.
open to experimentation, Ragnar. I really am at this point.
I'm gonna roll willpower just to see if I giggle or not. I do giggle a little bit, but then Irella's gonna center herself and she's gonna look. Oh, forgive me for saying it like this, Kala, but isn't part of your religion all about sacrifice for the greater
No,
good?
no, it is not.
Okay.
There's a difference between sacrifice and compromise. This is definitely a sacrifice.
No. Besides, the owner already knows my face. That trick will not work.
Oh no, we don't care about the owner. It's the charlatan we care about. The owner could be paid off, yes, but again, if you come dressed as one of my slaves, it just shows that I'm taking the initiative to scout the place ahead of time.
The answer is still no, Caspar.
I mean, the charlatan probably saw you that night. If he saw you again, he would probably put 2 and 2 together anyway. But you do need to look the part. Besides, I'm not the best in social situations, so having someone else there that might be able to talk me out of whatever hole I dig myself would be helpful.
This is a 2-letter word. Do you need me to spell it out for you?
Is it Y and then ES? Because ES is the same letter in Dwarvish.
No. The answer is still no. If you want another one so badly, then dress up another elf.
But they've seen the other elves.
I'm pretty sure not only they have seen me, but I also killed a bunch of them, so I'm pretty sure I'm a no-go for this.
And we've already tried to get Ragnar into a dress, so it's just down to you now. Not Ragnar, Blackhand.
If you're so willing to spend your money, then maybe, and crazy idea, I know, but maybe hire an actual hooker.
I was gonna look. I don't approve of buying slaves, but she does have a point. We could buy a slave and then,
That's the
release the
thing.
slave.
Well, I wasn't.
How good is this hooker going to be in combat if things go south? And whose side will she be on if things do go south?
It was a joke. I do not approve of slavery. I still
was
believe.
I was suggesting just hiring her to play the part, not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
You
too.
people have serious problems, right?
We have serious problems.
Regardless, it was decided last night on the meeting you were not a part of because you didn't fucking come back. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Totally lying out my ass, I'm just saying.
It's like, we need your skills if things go wrong. When
My
things go wrong.
skills?
It'll be fine. I just need to get close enough to him. That's what I brought the downs for.
Hey, look on the bright side. If you
That's why you
join
brought
us-
the downs? You brought the downs into my game? Do I approve?
Look on the bright side. At least this way
Aren't
you
you
can
for
keep
diversity?
God damn it.
That's ableist of you.
Why are we going ableist now? It's all fun and games till someone says breakfast.
It's all fun and games until I get a
I don't
community
think
strike.
you quite realize I cannot do this.
You
I
can
don't
keep
think
an
you
eye.
realize no one of your order is going to find out.
Oh, but they will, because life just works that way.
If your order is implicated enough to know that happened, they'd either one know that this is probably something that Humperdinck needs doing, or two,
You see,
they're
here's
connected with the opposite side.
You see, here's the thing. The Order does not care for some Humperdinkle. I am a cultist of Moor first and foremost. Mercenary second.
You can keep an eye on the vampire this way.
If you don't do it, I'm going to eat him.
Eat who?
The charlatan.
Wasn't he worth more money alive? Besides, if you cross that line, well, you may have a rendezvous with a seeker of witches or two. Yes.
Do you really
I
think
am
you can outrun
threatening
me?
you. Do you really think killing me in the streets would help you any?
Let's not threaten each other.
Yes, let's. And also, Casper, I know it's very funny and amusing, but let's stop teasing Carla. We don't actually need her to be dressed up as a whore. Let's just go in with Livia, and if shit hits the fan, we'll just deal
Right,
with it.
let her keep her dignity. She doesn't have much else.
Oh, damn!
Well, at least I'm not being someone's property.
No one's anyone's property.
Yeah.
Neither am I, but I'm being helpful.
Okay, people, let's digress. Let's not escalate this further.
They say elves are a noble and graceful race.
Oh yeah, but you're just too young to understand art. Well,
Wait, who says that about the elves, other than themselves?
I was going to say elves, but then you said what you said.
I think my joke went too far and devolved into bickering. So anyway, I am going to do what I said I was going to get my things, go prep.
I will go continue my work. I need. If we're going to be doing this tonight, I won't have time later.
You want to go and look at the garden now? Wait until the witch hunters are gone. If they are there.
Assuming they are there, we can take a stroll. I see no problem with that. Although, again, I would seek permission from the priest first before... Unless you can work subtly. The garden is still theirs, and by extension mine responsibility.
They
Please humor me here.
I know there aren't many
Didn't
elves.
do much with their responsibility up until now, and all I need to do is have one look.
One look this time.
Let it go then. The faster we'll do it, we'll get this done, the better.
Okay, so some of our group are going to go and do their dwarvy works as normal, and others are going to prepare for this evening. So, Carla and Livia, you're going to go off to the Gardens of Moor now, yeah?
Yeah, just go there, have a quick magical sense, and then return to the grounds.
Sure.
I can bathe.
Sure. So, 50 minutes later, you're at the garden. If you want to go over to that grave, you can indeed. You would notice that there is a initiate who is attending to that area And whilst you're walking up there, he doesn't really seem to move that far. He's just paying very close attention to maintaining that area completely. Only people can do in the Dark Ages. So, if you want to give me a magical sense...
Yeah,
Do
so
I get a bonus?
how's
because,
the
like-
things in the garden looking? Have the witch hunters actually gone there or somewhere else?
So, you wouldn't get a bonus, but you can take your time and do it multiple times. Looking around the garden, you don't see any horses tied up anywhere, like on the outside wall where you would tie up your horse. There weren't any there.
Okay.
Get rid of
Also,
just
remember
leaving
to
them.
pay your leg tax.
Yeah, I will. So, no bonus because I know what I'm looking for?
No bonus because of the ritual that happened last night. So as you go over to the same area that you saw the corruption from before, you open up your mind and look into the winds, and you see nothing from what you saw before. As the other priest is attending the shrubbery, cutting it back behind you kneel down a bit and move some of the soil ever so slightly, and unlike yesterday, you don't see anything coming up from the ground. You quickly cover up the soil, again patting it down. As you look around, you can't see any signs of the taint at the moment. It appears as if this ritual has worked, but it's not like you can dig a big hole in the garden to see. So how far down does it work? They might get a bit shitty if you did that.
Carla might get a bit shitty if she did that.
Alright, so I'm gonna turn around to Carla and say, yeah, I don't see any taint anymore.
Let's go back then.
So we're safe for now.
Well, the witch hunters aren't here either. Wonder where they went off to. Not that I particularly wish to find them. The witch hunters are... They care for very little. The authority of other religions least of all.
They don't sound like the types I want to meet.
They don't sound like the types anyone, save for the witch hunter themselves, wants to meet. Haven't met any of them, of course, but you hear stories. Once heard about a story about a village where something was happening. They suspected witchery, so they called in a witch hunter. At the end of the day, the village was aflame. They're not the people you want to deal with.
Well, my mentor warned me of witch hunters in the Empire, but I don't know too much about them.
Just know that you should steer clear. They are pious to the extreme. And the only god you should ever mention in their presence is Sigmar.
Stabbing pain goes through your head. Any
I know.
any group, any god can technically have a witch hunter, and witch hunters can also not
But
be affiliated to any.
Yeah, but Sigmarite witch hunters are the most prominent, right?
they're the most established. They actually have power.
Like they're like official
yes.
branch of the cult rather than just.
Yes, a witch hunter can be from anyone to a witch hunter of Sigmar, where they have, you know, resources, power, a lot of weight behind them, to some crazy old fool who took up the calling to hunt down the witches that burnt his daughter. They can range massively. But you did see that they were on black horses with black robes and black hats, and so they at least had money.
They seem to have some sort of a uniform going on, at least.
Yes, and they at least
Something that
appeared
would
to have
suggest
money.
that they are funded. Yeah. Although, I suppose they could be mercenaries too. They
Also
are
true.
hardly a uniform organization, although, again, my knowledge doesn't go much beyond that.
I don't think I could say much that wouldn't be condescending right now. We should probably go back.
I know. I'm young. I get that. Remind me, are you a wood elf or a high elf?
A wood elf.
We're both Azrael.
Do witch hunters treat high elves different to other elves?
Not really, they're quite racist.
Okay. I'm not joking, no one knows the difference. You can't tell the difference when the two stand beside each other. They know there's some that come from the woods and some come from Ulthwan or whatever.
The only thing that would let you really know would be their way of dress. Like if you took a high elf from the courts and brought them over, and a wood elf from the forest, yeah, their dress is very much different. But that could
probably
be regional.
the way they behave.
Probably a bit too, yeah.
The way they speak.
Was that, but again, they're not really going to know the difference too much. It's the same as other human dialects.
Anyway, yeah. Did I pay the like tax for? No, I need to pay the tax for coming back. I'm burning for my pennies.
Hey, the city of Nullen.
I literally do. The city is costly.
I'm burning through my silver because I'm renting a forge.
You see someone who's clearly trying to hop on one leg.
Nolan didn't have ear tax, right?
No ear tax, no.
Okay. I think that's Marienburg.
They're not that racist. Jeez.
It's not racism, is it? It's business.
You truly doubt the Empire.
Also this.
Yeah.
Consider what my character has seen so far of the Empire.
Not many good things, unfortunately, but that's how it goes in the Empire. So, a few hours pass as you go about your business. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to do at the moment? Or can we move forwards to... Well, when did you guys even just decide on a time to come back? Or is this going to be a...
I don't think we decided on a time to come back, but Ragnar will probably get back about lunchtime to... One, to eat, and two, to plan for the rest of the day after doing his morning helmet care.
Okay.
Relly will spend most of her day just preparing herself.
Livia will bathe and make herself presentable.
Okay. So you all come back to the Three Crowns about lunchtime, a little bit past for others. You eat and prepare yourselves and get ready for the job at hand. And then, did you want to go there early, or did you want to go there a bit later on?
What do you guys think?
Given the Casper's already there.
True.
Also, for this, I would just wear my black nondescript robe rather than, the priestly robe.
Sure. Okay. Well,
I think we should probably not move in, one big group.
Yeah. Well, they already know that you and
Go
me
ahead,
are together.
Yeah.
I mean, who really is, they know for sure, so... I think I should probably stick to the back of the group, or, stay as concealed as possible.
Did they actually see your face?
My face, I believe so I'll be wearing a mask today. Well,
They
tonight.
know you're an elf. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought
I'll-
they just knew you were an elf and that was it.
you were chasing him through the streets. He saw your face. You then took him
I'll
to a
wear my
guard's
mask.
post.
Yeah, that too. I will be wearing my mask this evening, so that my face is covered, and I'll pull out my hood, so that my ears don't show.
Yeah,
I
she
mean-
pulling up the hood. We gangsta now.
Just cut them off. Make them look more
No,
Jesus Christ!
doesn't quite work like that, buddy.
Don't
It's
worry,
not like
they
your
grow back.
beard, which even if we shave you, you can regrow it.
You touch the beard,
Oh.
you lose the hand.
Yeah, you touch the ears, you lose your legs.
Your hand, huh?
I'd like to see you try.
Touch me, you lose your head.
Precisely.
Jesus
See, we're
fucking
on
hell, guy.
agreement. Don't
So-
touch each other.
So as you're all having this discussion, making your way to the bar in the shanty town, before long you arrive. Your discussion about shanking fools and stabbing people seems to have quite a good distraction to get you to your destination.
Roll initiative.
Nothing gets the time flowing like a good stabbing.
I'm a
Like a good
shank
bit
of
of
bitch.
friendly banter.
Exactly.
Is there a reason it's black? Oh no.
I'm just
in
making
the wrong
a
part.
path to the toilets in case anyone needs to go. I don't want to have you walking off into the darkness and never coming back. So you have got here quite early. So as you get to the door, it is open, but there's no one really inside except from the barman, who is just preparing for this evening's drinking. By all
I
means,
would like to point out I am wearing my full cloak, hood and shit, and fucking mask.
And remember about the male shirt. I came in full plate, incognito.
this makes sense.
I mean,
You can place yourselves inside of the bar. There's no one here at the moment, so if you want to set yourselves up, you can position yourselves however you want and set a trap or do whatever you were planning to do.
whose token is the token of where's the token that I was supposed need to be guarding?
I believe in this one.
This one.
Okay,
So I'm gonna order an ale just to look inconspicuous.
these are
Sure.
booths, right?
Yes, they are.
Alright, I'm gonna sit near this one. Waldo and Livia sit here.
Yeah.
Make sure you're actually visible from the door. So when he comes to sit down, like that. Also, Blackhand, move up a bit.
All sit on the same side of that table. Do it, because then he can't see you from the door. Well, he'll probably see the back of your head.
No, wrong side. Blackhand, get on this side. There you go.
I'm busy.
You want me to sit there?
I'll probably get.
I have a question. These stairs, do they go to a second floor?
They go up to Matey's house. He will not be happy if you try and enter his house. He'll be most disappointed, and as you open the door, you'll see that it leads to nothingness.
So he doesn't actually have a house. He just likes to tell people that.
Are these basically separate seats, or are these actual
Booths.
booths where people can't actually see inside?
Yeah, they are actual booths, but the walls at the ends are a little bit lower, so you can get the attention of waitresses easier, or bar wenches.
Okay.
Slight flaw.
Mm.
We have no one covering the.
I will actually be outside, and I'll be. I don't know where would I be.
Outside
Because-
means you can stealth.
Oh, here.
Yeah, I could be here, but over here, but I don't think this side of the map I could see technically the doorway this way.
Oh my god, she's got a plank!
Could I?
She's planking. Oh, what? Oh no,
What is
why
this?
is she joining us?
Kill her before she gets too
Oh,
close.
it won't work. I was gonna say that's Slave Livia.
Oh.
You mean it kind of worked?
I mean, you could if.
Did
you
I not
want
use the one
it
with the
to
chain?
not
Sorry,
snap-
I was meant to use the one with the chain.
If you don't want him to snap, try with Alt. Try holding Alt as you move the token.
No, I realised her legs would be on the table.
That's fine. That's perfect for a slave that's meant to be a prostitute.
Yeah.
And she isn't wearing chain.
Exactly.
I mean, no, that's just checking if he's got a food fetish.
Actually, I have a question.
Putting the goods on display.
Which bar
That's
is this
better.
again? Is this the bar? Is this the bar?
Oh my god, that orc slave prostitute.
I haven't had that much bad luck yet. Thank you very much.
Kill me now.
Is this the bar in the shanty town, or is
Yes.
this other
Yeah,
bar?
this
This is the bar in the shanty town.
Oh shit! And I'm not saying outside because people know me. I'll be using probably wearing my cloak or whatever I can get to cover myself because I don't want people to see me.
We probably should have come in at slightly separate times.
I will not
what
be
you're
coming
sa-
at it. Yeah,
So
I'm not
what
be
you're
coming at the
saying
same time.
is that you're covering your shame.
No, it's because people shot at me and I killed a bunch of their friends in this place. So
A bunch of like one or two. A
Ragnar
bunch.
would probably get like a bottle of ale
Mm.
or like a flagon of ale. That's a big bar. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
52 minutes to get from the door to the seat.
We're gonna be here a while.
I'm gonna just be.
Especially with Black Hands movement.
Oh my god, are we in the giant tiny land?
I'm
Look
gonna
at the
be on the
size of the
corner.
fucking barkeep. Jesus Christ.
No, that's actually the
Absolutely.
time the wait takes.
He's
What?
2 minutes wide. When-
No, it's measuring the actual
Conquer.
time the wait takes to give you your order.
I'll just stay in the corner of the bar, kind of behind the fireplace, so people can't really see my face all that well, and I'm gonna be watching this
Is
way.
this what it feels like to see measurements in bullet velocity of an AR-15 in football fields per Fahrenheit?
Good point. The barman is a little bit large. I will.
He's
I mean, so
a
are we,
absolute unit.
I'll just stay in the corner.
He is now a hobbit.
Is he a hobbit? No, he's
Same,
the same.
same
normal
size as all of you.
It's just because he's a thinner model. That's all.
Oh, I found him
This
the
is a thin, lanky
He's on
bloke.
those old smaller bases.
No, he's on that tapeworm diet.
Oh god.
Tapeworm diet.
Well, it is the medieval times. It is a thing.
I think they used to call it poverty.
I think they still call it poverty, to be honest.
Oh Christ, people!
Words. Also,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to be going in 10 minutes, so yeah.
Ragnar's gonna get a big flagon of ale and maybe
Big sip.
some water, Olivia. Maybe.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm wearing a mask. I'm actually gonna be sitting over here so I can watch the doorway.
Jesus, look at Ragnar spoiling the slave.
Sure.
I mean, water's
Water.
really bad in this time of like Middle Ages.
Well, we're more Renaissance period now, I think. With gunpowder and all.
Yes.
They still get their
late-
water from where they shit, so...
Yeah.
I mean, late medieval, early Renaissance.
Like, ale was still a really good source of water for a very long time.
Yep.
Maybe
Still
Casper
getting
should stick
their...
with that.
Still getting their water from where they shit, you know. It's almost clear water. As it gets poured into the glass, you just see some little brown thing floating in there. It's okay. It's fine. It's only a bug. You tell yourself.
Too real, buddy. Too real. Let's not think about that.
Should I sit over here or sit here?
Yes.
I'm wearing a.
I think
I'm
you
wearing
should
my
sit
hood and my
separate
face
from
mask,
us.
so
So, what's the plan here? How are we just setting up so that they can't see the rest of you in the other booth? Are you paying off the barman? Are you getting food? Are you doing, you know?
Ragnar will probably like pay him off, not pay him off, but like get food and drink and nibbles till the guy gets there.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay him off. Make sure shit doesn't go south.
Just
So,
tell them to, stay in the kitchen.
We could just kill him and replace him with one of our own.
Like, give him 5 gold and tell him to, take a break.
Don't mind the screams.
It's more a case of maybe pay him off to, okay, when we're expecting someone, so when I move into this booth here, he goes and sits in the kitchen, or he goes and locks the door and pretends to be busy.
La 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 la, I don't hear the screams of people being murdered in my bar.
So you want
Yeah.
to pay him to basically leave when a signal is given.
Basically, we'd like to rent his bar when a certain someone comes in. When a signal.
Okay.
I
So
really will-
if we
before
said
anything-
we'd need a charm test for sure.
Before anything, too, I would like to make a note to your people that we know this is kind of their territory. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
why
I think that the not doing something like that could actually be better, because then we're not incurring the potential wrath of a friend.
That's the thing. We could just say we're waiting on someone, and we need to conduct some private business. So if you could just give us some private time when we give you a signal, I would gladly pay you some excess coin.
Okay then.
So if you want to do that to the barman, charm test, it'd probably be flat because he doesn't really know what you're after at the moment.
My trinket has recharged, hasn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to use that, and then I roll a d10, isn't it?
Yep. Then roll 1d10. Okay. It breaks.
Yeet.
He agrees. He says, no, that's fair enough. I will happily take some coin to take a break for a moment whilst you're conducting your business.
Thank you. And we didn't really specify a price, so I'll offer him 6 gold crowns, which is more than he should make in a fucking year, to be quite honest, for a pub.
He takes the money and doesn't really look at it, just kind of jingles it in his hand and almost weighs the weight before putting it down underneath the bar and nodding. It seems that you have a deal.
Excellent.
That just cost you 15 gold plus whatever you paid him.
So, as the rest of the day goes on, the barman brings over a few drinks and snacks at a couple of intervals throughout the day. And before too long, the sun has begun to fall from the sky. A few more patrons enter the establishment and have drinks and leave, and there's a few people who come and go, but not many. And then, at the arranged time when your contact, the charlatan, was meant to be here, passes. 5, 10, 15 minutes go by and you don't see him anywhere. 20, 25, 30. Still no sign of him. Before the door goes, and a group of individuals enter the bar. And that is where we're going to end it for this episode.
They're witch hunters, aren't they?
We will find out in the next episode if it is indeed the charlatan or if someone else has come to the bar. We will see.
Why would they drink in the slum?
Fuck! Who do you really think they would be here for drinking?
I hope you've all enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to future ones to come. Is one of our party members fucked? Or is one of our other party members going to get sold and fucked? We'll find out in the next episode.
Or option 3, are we all fucked?
Take care,
How about
everyone.
neither?
And as always, bye-bye for now.
Boy.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Boy!